All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. And today was kind of another slow day for Bitcoin. We just kind of saw the continuation of a slow bleed down. Now, in yesterday's video, I did talk about how it would be healthier to drop back down to take out our weekend lows that we had, our Sunday lows. Yesterday, we came up and took out our Sunday highs, SFPing those highs. Great short to get into, hitting the pitchfork band of resistance and dropping here. And you can see overnight, we just chopped around the POC a bit. We lost it early this morning and dropped back to the value area low of our small range that we've been in. After breaking above our macro value area high, we have kind of been forming a range here above that value area high. Now, this range can either be a range where we see failed auction type price action on higher time frames and break back inside the range and see a much bigger dump, or this is going to be consolidation before further upside, breaking out to new levels of price discovery. So we do expect this range could continue a bit more. It could continue for a few more days, maybe through the weekend. But right now, Bitcoin is at a key decision point. It is still deciding whether it's going to break out and truly see new fair value or new price discovery, new levels of price discovery, or if it's going to break back inside the old fair value and continue to trade within the range that we've been in the last 6 months. So today on the drop, you can see we did drop. We bounced right around the value area low of our range that we've been in for since last Tuesday, so for about a week now, a little over a week. And one of the things that I don't like, though, is we did not take out those Sunday lows, and we have not still come down to backtest that value area high that I've been talking about in my videos in the past couple of days. And it would be nice to come down to backtest that value area high to confirm a flip to support or to fall back within it and see confirmation of trading back inside our range, our fair value of the past 6 months. So Bitcoin is seeing a bit of a bounce. We were seeing, if we zoom in onto the 15-minute chart here, it was a pretty good scalp long to take because we were seeing some nice bull divs on the chart. You could see as we were coming down here, lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves, and our money flow had been kind of coming up throughout the day here on the 15-minute chart. You can also see on NAMI, bull divs on NAMI, money flow coming up very, very nicely here. But we are now printing some hidden bear divs on the 15-minute, followed by regular bear divs on the 15-minute. And then, of course, we just now, with this low rate here, printed some hidden bull divs. So I am thinking right now that Bitcoin is going to continue to range on lower time frames. We might work our way up to this point of control up here around 109K, 109K. But it looks like more rangy type price action is going to continue, which could be good in some ways to allow the alts to pump. Alts do look a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin. And it does look like Bitcoin might come down one more time to grab those weekend lows and test the value area high. So yeah, not too much happening on Bitcoin. If we zoom out, let's zoom out to the 4-hour chart. You can see our 4-hour momentum wave is starting to bottom here, but our money flow is about to cross over into the red. And on NAMI, it has crossed over into the red. And you can see on NAMI, we did print those 4-hour bear divs yesterday, coming to take out the weekend highs yesterday. What this tells me is that, yeah, I mean, I still think these weekend lows are a target to be taken out. So we could range for a bit, come down, take them, or come a bit lower. If we look at our liquidation heat map, let's go onto the Model 2. Let's just go to the last 48 hours. And you can see the majority of the liquidity is going to be resting right around 106K. That very, very local liquidity below us is 106K. If we go onto Binance, the Binance chart, okay, so no liquidity's not there. Let's see. I think it was on the weekly chart. There was a lot of liquidity right around 106K there as well. You can also see we do have some liquidity that is up above about 111K, you know, above the highs from yesterday. We do have some liquidity up here resting up above our highs, which is to be expected because a lot of people probably shorted the swing failure pattern yesterday, and of course their stops are above that high. All right, let me turn on our daily levels. We do have a new daily level that just confirmed, and that is going to be around 109.5 109.4, 109.5. And so this is an area where we could expect to find some resistance. If we do our Fibonacci pull from yesterday's highs to today's lows, you can see that golden pocket is coming in right around that daily level. So if we are going to pump up, and the point of control is close by, we could wick past this point of control, hit the daily, hit the golden pocket, and then fall back down. So one of the things I'll be watching for is a potential rejection from this daily golden pocket resistance, where then we could come down and backtest and kind of continue this descending channel type of thing that we're seeing here, descending channel in the making. Let's actually just be more accurate and throw that on the chart. So first, let's hide this range to get it out of the way. And I'm going to turn off our daily levels as well. Here we go. This channel is kind of a descending channel. You can see we're kind of finding some resistance at the midline right now. And depending on how long it takes, this golden pocket could be in alignment with the near the top of the channel. Okay, so that is about it for Bitcoin. Not too much else happening on our CVD and open interest. We really don't have a clear bias here of, bullish or bearish absorption. You can see our open interest is still just really choppy here. Let me zoom out onto the 15-minute chart. Open interest is really choppy here. Our CVD overall is still decreasing, going lower and lower and lower, and Bitcoin is holding higher prices, which does tell me that, I still think overall one more high is in the making for Bitcoin. 115K, maybe 118K, based off pitchfork resistance areas. If we make it up here, 118, 119K. But our main pitchfork that we're watching, the top of that band is going to be coming in around 115K. So that is an area of resistance I'll be watching. If Bitcoin tries to make one more high and then we're seeing continued bear divs on the chart, I will look to short that. Other than that, nothing else going on for Bitcoin. A slow day for Bitcoin. We are kind of just chopping down and sideways in, nice little descending channel. Actually, let's go on to the 1 hour chart and let's get a better look at this channel. Let's just throw this on here. Yeah, very nicely respected. Midline's being rejected. Bounce from the midline here. We're breaking above it, trying to backtest it on the 1 hour chart. Now on our 4 hour candle, it's kind of acting as a resistance. But yeah, as long, I do think Bitcoin could work its way up to that golden pocket and that daily around 109.4, 109.5. Okay, so let's now go on to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is still seeing that drop to the downside. And I talked about this in yesterday's video, and I've been talking about this in the last few videos. But if Bitcoin does reject this golden pocket area here and we start to change market structure bearishly, then we could see that rally on altcoins against Bitcoin. So I'm looking at this low at 63.5%. If we break this low and start to change some market structure bearishly, like if we come down here, break this low, maybe come down to the midline again, come up to your golden pocket, we could see a bigger impulse down on our Bitcoin dominance, which would tell me that altcoins are going to rally against Bitcoin. Also, if you guys watched yesterday's video, altcoins are not seeing the high time frame bear divs that Bitcoin is seeing, the multiple signs. And if Bitcoin is going to continue to range in this range that we've been in since last Tuesday, altcoins could pump against Bitcoin, and it looks like right now they're already starting to. So just giving you that signal and that warning that we might be able to get some good long trades on altcoins while Bitcoin is kind of reconsolidating here. All right, guys, and we do have a couple partners of the channel. First partner is BYDFI Exchange. They are a non-KYC, non-VPN required exchange. They are offering up to 15% cashback bonus on your initial deposit. You can get up to $1,000 cash back. That's just free money for you. And they are also offering $8,100, up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you trade on the exchange. We also have, for the affiliates that sign up under me, you get up to 17% discount on trading fees. That's for VIP level 1. And you can get up to 45% discounts on trading fees depending on how much you deposit. Now, the 45%, you do have to deposit a lot. It's for more like whales. But just wanted to let you know, this is one of the partners. The other partner of the channel is MEXC. They are offering 10% cash back on your initial deposit and up to $20,000 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you trade there. So both links are in the description, and we also have the link for NAMI. This is a new indicator that I've been using. Very helpful, very nice signals that print on this. they are running a 65% discount only until the end of the month. So there's only 3 more days or so, a couple more days here until the 65% off on NAMI expires. Now, I did get a comment on my YouTube video saying I would have tried it if it was only because the 65% off was only for the lifetime subscription, but the creator did change it so you can use that 65% off code on monthly trials as well. That is in the description, and after the end of the month, it will go back to a 50% discount for a limited time. Okay, let's get on back onto the TA here. Let's go to Ethereum. And guys, Ethereum is still pumping here against, Ethereum is still looking pretty bullish here. So what I want to talk about on Ethereum, let me hide some of this stuff and clean up this chart a bit. What we're seeing on Ethereum, let me hide this as well. Actually, let's hide them all. Okay, so what we are seeing on Ethereum is we do have that range that we've been in since May 10th. So almost, 3 weeks now, we've been in this range, and this range that we're forming is above our anchored VWAP from the cycle highs. So if we zoom out onto the daily, you can see those key cycle highs, that anchored VWAP that was acting as resistance during the downtrend has now been broken above and flipped to support overall, showing that Ethereum is really kind of showing strength here and wanting to continue more upwards. We also have that double 1-2 impulse that we're following that is not quite completed yet, and we could see that push all the way up to $3,100. So my bias on Ethereum is for more upside. Now let's zoom back in onto the day to the hourly chart, and let's look at this range. Last night we broke above this range, but we did come down today as Bitcoin was dropping. Ethereum dropped as well. And you can see we are backtesting the value area high of this range, and overall it is holding as support, showing that Ethereum, this range that Ethereum's been in for the past few weeks now, is now flipping to support. And maybe we are going to continue to break some of these local highs that we've seen here on Ethereum. We've already broken the high from last Tuesday, and we are still above that. And another key thing that we're seeing on the charts, look at this pitchfork band that has been rejecting us. So it rejected us here Thursday, May 22nd, and then it rejected us early last week on Tuesday. Actually, that was yesterday. And now we are breaking above this pitchfork band. So it's been acting as resistance, and you can see we're getting above it. We're pushing above it with a volume candle to the upside. And even on lower time frames, let's zoom in on lower time frames here. And we'll see that it is actually trying right now, as we're making this video, to backtest that pitchfork, what used to be resistance. The top of the band used to be resistance, and now we're backtesting it and trying to flip it to support to continue up higher. We do have the SFP of May 12th, May 13th highs that is coming up very, very locally. We do need to watch for a swing failure pattern there. But I do think overall Ethereum wants to continue up to this weekly around 28.19. We could get a rejection from there to backtest the band and then continue up to 3,100. So that's what I'm kind of looking at on Ethereum. Looking pretty bullish here. If we zoom, 15-minute chart, we were not really seeing those bear divs like Bitcoin was, or bull divs like Bitcoin was. So it was a little bit tricky to get into along this morning on the lows on Ethereum. But overall, seeing the overall price action of Ethereum in this range, we are above the value area high, and many tries we have tried to break back inside that volume profile, and it is holding as support all through here, telling me that Ethereum does want to come break to new highs. And so my bias for Ethereum is to come higher. 28.19 is a major level that I'll be watching for a pullback and a take profit. And then also, if we break that, I expect something like this to finish our first 5. Then we'll see another 4 and a 5 up to this area, where at this area I will be looking for bigger short positions and full TPs on my long trades. All right, that is pretty much it for Ethereum. Let's go on to Solana. Solana is still just chopping within its range as well. Let me zoom out to the hourly chart. You can see Solana's been in its same range for about the same time as Ethereum since May 9th, May 10th. But yesterday we rejected the all-time high. Not the all-time high, excuse me, the value area high of our range. We dropped all the way to the bottom to the value area low to the range where we had our key liquidity grab of the weekend lows. Now, unlike Bitcoin did not take out its weekend lows, but Solana SFP'd those weekend lows, taking out those key weekend lows that oftentimes get taken out. Remember, yesterday we took out the weekend highs, and now we were looking at taking out the weekend lows. And we did come down. We SFP'd those weekend lows, took out those weekend lows, bounced from the value area low, and now we are pushing above the point of control. Overall, Solana is looking pretty good. Still just rangy type price action, but if you did take this swing failure pattern long, I did long this on Solana. You could be looking at a couple things here. If you do a golden pocket pull just from the highs yesterday to our lows today, golden pocket is coming in. There is some internal liquidity right around those highs, and I believe, let's check, I think there was a daily level close by. Yeah, daily level's a little bit above that. So we do have a fresh daily at 176.77. But really what I would like to see if we can maintain above this point of control here. So let me delete this. If we can come back down, now locally we're seeing a little bit of red candle. If we can flip this point of control to support, I do think we could work our way back up to the value area high where we do have another daily level as well. And we could, just continue to bing bong around in this range, chop around in this range, or we could break out and start coming to look finally to get up into our box of resistance and come to the value area high of our macro range that is around 193. Let me check this fib pull here. Yeah, I would say that daily is around our golden pocket, our bigger golden pocket, and the value area high. So I would say the next area of resistance on Solana where we could look for a potential short scalp position or a TP on your long if you long that swing failure pattern would be this area here. We do have a value area high, golden pocket, SFP. Let's see. We had a golden pocket. We have a swing failure pattern of yesterday's highs, and we do have a daily. And that's about it for Ethereum. But overall, I do expect Ethereum to continue higher. Now, we did front run this naked weekly point of control at 168.1, and I was really hoping that we would hit that. The SFP would be a little bit bigger. We would hit that naked weekly point of control. So that is still fresh. So we do need to pay attention that is still down there. We could continue to kind of chop down. If we lose this point of control, we're probably going to chop down a little bit more to hit that naked weekly point of control. But overall, Solana's looking pretty good. Just ranging, play the range until it breaks. Look for longs near the lows of the range. Look for shorts near the highs of the range. With proper risk management, with confirmation, of course. Okay, that is it for Solana. Let's go on to SUI. SUI as well, guys, is bouncing from the bottom of its range, the value area low of its range. So if we look at, let's just pull that here, this last range since April 25th. So for about a month now, we've been ranging in this other, let me get rid of this guy here for just a second. All right, so we've been ranging within this range, and we also turned on this descending channel. We found this descending channel yesterday. Let me just zoom out just a bit so we can get a clear look at this. And, we pushed up yesterday, took out the weekend highs, and then we came down. You could see, where do we bounce? We bounce from pretty much the channel midline, the value area low, and then if we do a golden pocket pull, our golden pocket. So higher low in the making, really nice long to look at, bouncing from the value area low, golden pocket. And what that tells me is that we could continue up. And I am looking still at the same resistance locally as at that 389 to 392 level, where we have the point of control of that range. And we also have the golden pocket point of control and a naked weekly point of control up there in that general area between really like 386 and 392. You can also see on our volume profile, we have a big gap of no volume within a big volume gap within this area here. So if we start to break out of yesterday's highs, there's really a clean shot up to that 392 level, 390 to 392 level. And so I would be looking for, if SUI can get above this daily, this is a fresh daily that we just printed, get above this daily, flip it to support. I think we're continuing up to that area. Now, I am long on SUI as well. I did long this golden pocket test in this value area low here, and I waited for a bounce. Stop is right below that low from earlier today, and I'm looking to take some profit at the, the daily here. If we zoom back in onto the hourly chart so we can get a better look at this, Right around the daily is our very local golden pocket from yesterday's highs to today's lows. You can see golden pocket is coming up. It's right around the daily. So I am looking for TP1 is probably only going to be 25% at this daily golden pocket area, just in case we reject it. But I also, the main area I'm looking to TP on this long is this purple box up here. And SUI is just chopping within its range. So until it decides, many of these coins are looking like, they're forming ranges, but the altcoins I would say are looking a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin. And we could get that rally soon. Just waiting for that Bitcoin dominant structure to break bearishly. And when it does, we could see alts rally against Bitcoin. Okay, XRP. Let's zoom out to the 3-hour chart. XRP did come down to that golden pocket. Let me get out a little bit more here. And yeah, XRP came down to our golden pocket. It is seeing a bounce from that golden pocket. We did front run the naked daily point of control around 220. But overall, guys, this golden pocket, by the way, is pulled from our last bounce from that midline, the bigger midline. We broke above this midline, descending channel midline, flipped it to support, and then we continued higher. So looking from that low, that internal low there, up to our highs, we're hitting that golden pocket area. You can also see it's kind of the resistance of our prior highs in this area. So support, resistance, flip, golden pocket. We are kind of seeing a bounce from there. But overall, I did not long XRP because XRP to me does have a higher probability of continuing down more. And I want to talk about that because our big range that we've been playing in here on the 4-hour chart, XRP had rejected the value area high of the range, tried to hold the point of control. We lost the point of control, and now we have a higher probability to come down to a major support level. So the first major support level I'm looking at is around 215 to 213. If we come down there with continued grindy structure like this down to that area, could be a very nice long because this is forming a descending channel that when it breaks, it's going to sweep all that liquidity. Or we could continue all the way down to the value area low. Just, simple volume profile trading. Reject value area high, lose point of control. Now you have a pretty high probability of coming back down to test the value area low again. The undervalued fair value of that asset over the last 6 months because we rejected the overvalued portion. But yeah, XRP not looking, it's not looking as bullish as some of the other coins like Ethereum and Solana and SUI even. But I do think that XRP overall in the last 6 months has been in a bullish consolidation. So if we look at this bigger consolidation since our big highs back in December, right at the beginning of December, we've kind of been chopping sideways and down a bit after seeing a massive, massive impulse here. And I do think this could be a bit of bullish consolidation before another massive leg to the upside. So I will be looking for major support levels to look for more swing longs. Now, the value area low of this range around 207, we do know that we have a monthly level and a weekly level right in that area, right? High time frame support levels. If we turn on our monthlies, it's at 208. And then we turn on our weeklies, we have a weekly at 207. And these areas, this general area right here is going to be a nice area. And actually, I am going to adjust our box here because I want to get that box to have at least that monthly in there, and I want to bring it down to the value area low. Let me just grab this and make sure it's extended all the way. Okay, so that is the main area that I'm going to be looking 208 to 207, maybe 209 to 207 because that naked daily point of control. And if we do come down there with bull divs on the chart, I will be looking for a bigger swing long. You can see, though, on our 6-hour chart, money flow on XRP looks pretty bearish here. If we go zoom in onto the 4-hour chart, money flow is starting to bottom out here, but no bull divs yet on the 4-hour chart. So that's why I think that XRP could continue to grind down a bit to hit our, 215 resistance or support or our 207 support, which those are the two levels that I will be looking for bigger long positions. On the daily chart, XRP is not quite bottomed out, but you can see our money flow is rising up again. Overall, for the past few weeks here, XRP, the money flow has been curving to the upside, and we're just now starting to cross into the green again. So, another day or two of this kind of chop here, this looks like corrective price action before seeing another big impulse up. And I will be looking for bigger longs on XRP based off of this. And of course, this is assuming that Bitcoin holds up and doesn't completely, you know, dump back into the fair value and dump all the way down to 88K. Okay, that is it for XRP. Actually, let's check. I think there was a new daily level on this. 12-minute chart. Let's go here. Yeah, we're rejecting from the daily right now. A new daily level that just was formed. We're rejecting from that daily. So we could see a small pullback from here. Once again, I do think XRP is going to continue to kind of just grind down for a bit longer. I just want to double check this. Is that the new one? Yeah, that's. Oh, hold on here. That should not be there. Okay. So excuse that last part. And this guy, I need to delete this as well. All right. Let's go on to Chainlink. Chainlink here. Let's go on to the hourly chart. Chainlink is still just trending within this descending channel, but look at, once again, guys, almost all the coins today, and look how nice this volume profile is as well. No big volume gaps in it. I mean, a little bit of a gap here, but otherwise, this volume profile looks really nice, and this descending channel that we are seeing is a very corrective looking channel. Remember, we were seeing something very similar in this area, got that one last drop, and then had the impulse up. So what we are looking at on Chainlink is we're breaking above the pitchfork band. We're overall holding it as support. Yes, there is some wickage down below it, but overall it's holding as support. And look at where we came down to again today to backtest the midline of the channel and the pitchfork again, the top of the pitchfork band. Support, 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 deviation here, reclaim, and then support. And now we're coming down to it again, and it's acting as support again. So what this tells me is that Chainlink does want to still come higher. We do have that resistance that we marked out in yesterday's video at the top of the channel. It is our golden pocket, and I believe, let's see here. There's a couple things in here. We have, value area high, 786, top of the channel. And I do think we could pump up to there. We might see a small rejection from there and continue to chop in the channel for a bit. But I do think $20.5 to $21 is coming soon. Now, one of the things that I did not talk about yesterday is we do have a resistance before that $21 area. We do have a golden pocket, a point of control, channel midline. Now, that's of a much bigger descending channel and a weekly level, about $19. Let's actually turn on that weekly level. Yeah, 18.69. So be aware that we do have that weekly there, and then we also have a weekly at 17. These are areas where we could see small rejections at. Yeah, 17 is an area where we could reject. There's a daily and a weekly there. But overall, I do think Chainlink has a possibility to work its way up to this $21 area. Okay, that is it for today, guys. Let's do one last little check on Bitcoin. Is it going to lose that midline? Yeah, it's just chopping here. We're chopping around the VWAP. Because we front ran the weekend lows earlier today on today's low, I do think we could see another drop to backtest the value area high to grab the liquidity of the weekend low. So I'd be paying attention to that. Slow day, and tomorrow might be a slow day as well. But everyone have a good one. Trade safe out there, and I will see you tomorrow.